Canada is a home to millions of immigrants. The country is welcoming, and it has rising numbers of immigrants each and every single year. As of 2022, there are more than 8 million immigrants with permanent residence living in Canada, and that's roughly 21.5% of the total Canadian population. The same way people move into Canada, thousands of people move out of Canada every year. In this video, we are going to share with you some of the untold truth as to why people are moving out of Canada. Surprisingly, a lot of people are much interested to move into Canada, but if someone who's already a resident unveils the other side of the country, I don't think you would still wish to live in Canada. Canada is a land of possibilities, and many people move to Canada to seek a better life. But building wealth in Canada is the most hardest aspect for not only the immigrants, but also the Canadian natives. The Canadian system is made to govern the people of Canada on an average level of wealth. First and foremost, the taxes imposed on the people are too high. It's estimated that for everyone working and earning money is supposed to pay 30 to 40% of their income as taxes, and that has kept a lot of people in Canada at an average level of living. Building wealth in Canada is very difficult to the extent that the average number of millionaires in the country are 4% of the total population, compared to the number of millionaires in one of the most poorest countries in the world, the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is 6%. It's very easy to make $1 million in the poorest country in the world than in Canada. And this has led to the rising numbers of people moving out of Canada. The ex-Canadian residents happen to relocate to Singapore, Qatar, and some regions of Africa. And in the next video, we shall go into details about why they choose African countries as their permanent residence. Unlike most other countries, healthcare is a full responsibility of the government of Canada to its people. The Canadians don't pay health bills. They get all the free health services, but still, the people are not content with the way the health system works. The staff is not enough, yet everyone is basing on them. You can't be referred to a private health center. That's not how things work in Canada. All health centers are public and free to all citizens of the country, so your money can't help you to acquire fast and special health services. Imagine having an emergency and still waiting in a queue for over 10 hours. Is that still called an emergency? Well, the overwhelmed healthcare has caused people to resort to other regions for better health services. The basic necessities of life are very expensive, yet the income of an average Canadian is always stuck on the same level or lower at some point. Canada has the most expensive cell phone bills in the world, and car insurance, which is all compulsory, not to mention the high costs of living. Getting a 2-bedroom apartment ranges from $1,500 to $2,500 per month, depending on preferred regions in Canada, yet an average Canadian earns $4,500 per month before cutting off the government taxes. The inflation rate is higher than the percentage at which Canadians' income increases. Living in Canada is nearly working a 9-to-5 job the whole of your life. Now you can imagine how hard living in Canada is. The Canadian passport is also a major factor as to why people move out of the region. Canada has one of the strongest passports in the world, and it allows you to travel to many more favorable regions than Canada itself. Many Canadian natives and immigrants have moved from their country to other locations to seek better aspects, such as the weather in Canada is not friendly. It's too cold throughout the year. And if it happens to be hot, the weather appears to be too hot. So the unfavorable weather conditions result into natives residing to other countries, and this factor is more in the immigrants who came to Canada. Besides all that, there are other primary reasons as to why a lot of people move out of the country, such as aging. Statistics show that adults immigrants ranging between 50 to 60 years decide to move out of Canada back to their homelands. There is also the factor of segregations and having misunderstandings between the immigrants and the natives of Canada, where both parties feel like one should be superior to the other, which makes everything ridiculous. And since Canada is a multicultural country, Different groups of immigrants surprisingly don't socialize with other groups, and that results into boredom and loneliness, hence getting back to their home countries. The crisis experienced by the new Canadians makes them rethink whether they really made the best decision to stay in Canada. Statistics show that 30% of the Canadian population is likely to leave the country, especially those ranging from 18 to 30 years of age in the next 2 years. As a Canadian, what do you think of the economic policies of the country? As a non-Canadian, how can the country be made a better place for immigrants? Share your thoughts and observations in the comments section down below. See you in the next video.